Same two guys, yeah. You don't expect Billy to hit a ball that far, especially when he's into the count a little bit. But it's flying a little bit tonight, obviously with the, being a little bit warm out there, but still he squared it up. And I mean, he's surprised us a few times this year, and again that time.
One of the things good pitchers can do is work out at jams. Can you talk a little bit about Sonny loading the bases and then 5 pitches later he's back in the dugout?
Yeah, that was probably the key to the game, that inning. It had a couple walks, looked like his command was a little off, which happens to him every now and then in the middle innings, and that's probably the time where they had the best chance to get to him. And then all he does is get a strikeout and ends the inning right after that. So we've seen him do it many times, but that was probably their one chance to do some damage off him.
What was the difference in Sonny tonight from his last start? How good was it to see him bounce back after that effort in his last start?
Yeah, you expect him to be great every time, and that's not going to be the case over the course of the season. And it's probably the first time we've seen him really get hit a little bit like that. But they had a pretty good approach. He got some balls in the middle of the plate, so it's surprising, but I wouldn't call it a bounce back. I would just call it kind of a normal game for him. And there was probably a little added something with it, pitching against his buddy. So we expected him to perform tonight, and he did.
With Dull, were you planning on him maybe having a 2-inning stint all along, or was it the 9 pitches, I think, in the first?
It was the 9 pitches, but, Garvin's here, too, who's seen him all year, and he's pitched multiple innings. He's been up close to 40 pitches before. And the way we worked through the first inning, with the bullpen usage that we've had recently, it just made sense to let him go out there again and do it again. And, I mean, I don't know how you can perform much better than he has since he's gotten here. We can't expect that, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 every time. But to this point, that's what he's done. It's been fun to watch.
I know you've said sometimes during Sonny starts he'll talk to you in between innings. Was there any added, energy with Kazmir or anything in that regard?
There's always some energy talking to him during a game. That's just the way he is. But didn't really have much to say until after the 7th. Felt like he was tired. He was. And, at this point in time of the year, you really don't want to push him too much. He's just so important to us, so it made sense to bring him out, even though it looked like, right at 100 pitches, and he's been over 100 pitches before, but just didn't make sense to do it tonight.
Apart from the results, what is it that's impressed you most about Dull so far?
His mound presence. I mean, I've said before, he looks like a teenager out there, and, he's not overly big and intimidating on the mound, but all he does is locate. He's got 3 pitches he throws for strikes. He mixes them up. There's a gap between his pitches, and it looks like he has a lot of confidence. So I think more than anything for a younger guy that hasn't pitched at the big leagues and, was in Double-A earlier this year, it's his presence on the mound.
Bob, what are your thoughts on Billy Butler's night, and really what he's given you here maybe the last 5-6 games with the way he's swinging the bat?
Yeah, he's swung, it's this the hitter we've expected him to be. And, again, it has a lot to do with driving the ball the other way. When you get a little too pull happy and you get into some slumps, you can't wait to swing the bat, and now he's getting deeper into some counts. He's hitting the ball hard the other way, and he's staying with it. So it's been impressive here recently.
Obviously he's no longer your guy, but you've seen Kazmir a lot. Can you talk about what he did and also your approach against him?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into our approach against a guy, but he, it looked like early on it was going to be one of those games where one run might do it. So at the time, the Burns at bat was huge. Now you don't want to, just sit on one run and say, Sonny, here you go. But it looked like Kaz, and he was up to that point pitching really well. And then obviously the Canna home run breaks it open, and now we're starting to see the production off lefties too from Canna. I mean, everybody. He's just playing great. So it just looked like one of those games is going to be real close, and then the Canna at bat really broke it open.